Her criticism, the criticism that she's getting is that she's too scripted. I say she's disciplined.
Well, I was being completely honest, frustrated a little bit watching the town hall because she is relying heavily on talking points beyond disciplined script. I just wanted her I wanted to feel a little more. I could answer her before she did because obviously we consume a lot of her right now and the answers were the same every time.
If the answers are the same, isn't that called a script? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks because you know when we got the Red Cup, we're about to spill some truth. And today I wanted to come on and talk about our favorite Golden Girls, The View. So The View decided they were going to do commentary on Kamala's town hall with CNN last night. And you know they have to go hard for their girl. She can do no wrong. And so the talking point today is she's being held to a different standard. By golly. All right, so let's get into it. Here we go.
Is she being held to a different standard? Does she have to have all the answers perfectly done and he gets to walk around bloviating from his
absolutely
itself?
She is being held to a different standard. She has to be perfect while he has been the most imperfect candidate that we have ever seen for presidency in our lifetimes. That is just a fact. That is a fact. And you know, her criticism, the criticism that she's getting is that she's too scripted. I say she's disciplined. I want someone who's disciplined near the nuclear codes. I want someone who is moderate near the nuclear codes. And so all this criticism that she's getting makes it very clear to me that not only is it a binary choice, people are holding her to this different standard because you have a maniac on the other side talking about they're eating the pets and all these dog whistles, and you have someone else that's talking about their dog whistles. See what I did there?
Okay, so as you see, the Trump derangement has set in, you know, only 2 minutes in. Trump derangement sets in, but they ask, is she being held to a different standard? Yeah, she's being held to a different standard, but one that benefits her because, by golly, only she can do this. Watch.
You're not, unfortunately. We have some predetermined questions, and hopefully I'll be able to ask some of the questions that might be in your head. I hope so.
So you just saw that. Yeah, she definitely is being held to a different standard because if Trump did that, if that type of audio leaked on Trump, it would be like a media firestorm, okay? Because they would say, wait a minute, he's screening the media. He's already being deranged and controlling the media. He wants to be the czar of everything. He's Hitler. Yada, 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 yada. Trump derangement. You know how that works. But Kamala gets to do it. So guess what? Yeah, she's definitely held to a different standard. And by all means, she's already held to a different standard. She was in the basement for 60 of the 90 days that she's been out without any press. She still hasn't had a press conference. So again, yeah, she's held to a different standard and she's allowed to do things that Trump is not. Are you mad that she just can't say anything when she actually does? It's crazy, but let's get back into it.
But on the other side, she's talking about policies, and to blame her for the state of immigration and not solving immigration, I thought her answer was masterful. They were trying to get a bill accomplished that Trump now is running on. He's running on failures at the border. You know why? Because he is the one that stopped the bill from passing. Right. And let's not forget that. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to continue with this lie, I see, because Trump he's not even in office. So he did not stop the bill. The bill didn't even come out until this year. And lastly, Democrats didn't vote for it. Okay. And the bill was an amnesty bill. It was not an actual border bill. So let's be clear. This is just a lie, another lie that came out during one of Kamala's interviews already. The interview that she had with Fox, Brett Baer, remember?
Democrats voted against that bill.
Learned about that bill and told them to kill it because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And in this election, this is rightly a discussion that the American people want to have. And what they want are solutions, and they want a president of the United States who's not playing political games with the issue,
I hear you,
but actually is focused on fixing it.
6 Democrats voted against that bill. It would have allowed 1.8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. A lot of conservatives had a problem with it. These are the 6 Democrats. But more importantly, back to the original premise.
So as you saw there in that past Brett interview, 6 Democrats didn't like it. And those are top Democrats. Those are your Elizabeth Warrens. Those are your Cory Bookers and Bernie Sanders. None of them wanted it because they understood what kind of bill it was. And they agreed with Donald Trump, who isn't in office, by the way. But I digress with that. And like I said, Trump deranged syndrome has to sit in. She blames Donald Trump for everything. So it doesn't surprise me that they don't want to, when I say they, I mean The View, doesn't want to give her the responsibility of the border and the border wall and protecting the border. But I digress. So now The View wants to go on and on and on even more about how she has to remain and be different somehow. And that he doesn't have to show up. He doesn't have to be presidential, yada, yada, yada. Check it out.
He just has to, he doesn't even have to appear sane. That's the bar at this point. She has to appear presidential and everything you just
He'd
said.
have to prepare for that.
He would.
So.
He'd have to like really work on being sane, you know, because he seems insane. And he doesn't show up for anything. He didn't show up for a debate. He doesn't show up for a town hall. Does he have bone spurs again, do you think? I mean, I'm wondering.
Possible.
So, no, imagine if Kamala didn't show up. Imagine if she said the things that he said. I mean, the name calling. We'll see later. We're going to show that video of the woman on the fence. These types who are on the fence still. Yeah. I like to see that later.
Well, I was being completely honest, frustrated a little bit watching the town hall because she is relying heavily on talking points beyond disciplined script. I just wanted her I wanted to feel a little more. I could answer her before she did because obviously we consume a lot of her right now. And the answers were the same every time. And I think when people say they don't know her, it's not her biography. They know her, but they don't know where she stands on certain things that are very critical. I don't think she's been clear on her stance in the Middle East.
She's been very clear on that.
No, she always says that she believes in the right for Israel to defend itself while simultaneously speaking of the tragedy that we all agree on and the lives lost in Gaza, but not saying like, are we going to end the Middle East? Are we going to let Israel finish with Iran? Are we going to help get that over with?
I think she has.
I haven't felt that answer has been clear, but I also think when it comes to the border, she knows it's a problem. But what I don't understand is she going to approach it with progressive ideas of sanctuary cities, or is she going to be more conservative?
She's actually said what she plans to do.
I'm just saying that these are not answers that feel clear to me.
Yeah, I think she's been wanting to get that out for a while. So yeah, it wasn't clear. Right? None of her answers are ever clear. And yes, ma'am, that is a script. You can definitely remember everything Kamala says. I have Kamala down pat. If I was an actor, I could do exactly what they're doing on SNL, okay? But it isn't clear. And that's abundantly clear and why she polls so low. People don't know who she is. She flip-flops and she's never clear because she does not give a clear and concise answer. And it was evident even in the CNN panel after the event. Take a look.
The things that would concern me is when she doesn't want to answer a question, her habit is to kind of go to word salad city. And she did that on a couple of answers. One was on Israel. Anderson asked a direct question, would you be stronger on Israel than Trump? And there was a 7-minute answer, but none of it related to the question he was asking. And so, you know, on certain questions like that, on immigration, I thought she missed an opportunity because she would acknowledge no concerns about any of the administration's policies. And that's a mistake. Sometimes you have to concede things, and she didn't concede much. But I'll tell you something. John King mentioned Bill Clinton. No one's going to be Bill Clinton, but you do want to relate to the people in front of you. She didn't do a lot of that. She didn't ask them questions. She didn't address them particularly. So she was giving set pieces to my...
Word salad city is insane. Okay. Word salad city. I love it. But that's exactly what she does. Okay. And she just keeps going. I mean, he said it there perfectly. I mean, and he's on her side. 7 minutes. Okay. You got 7 minutes of just word salad. And even Anderson tried to help and it didn't help. Okay. So I don't know what The View is talking about. You don't know because it's never clear and concise. And on top of that, you have to look at how Kamala Kamala conducts herself, okay? Because she comes off as standoffish. She doesn't really want to get involved with the voters. We know she doesn't want just off the cuff, questions, but I digress with that. She's not personable. She's not anybody I would want to be around. But, I'll leave that there. The last point I want to get into is when The View decided to go into when she called Trump a fascist. Here you go.
Town hall with Vice President Harris, who made her case about why she's the only candidate fit to lead. Take a look.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted.
3 weeks before the first presidential debate with Joe Biden, you institute executive actions that had a dramatic impact, really shut down people crossing over. Why didn't your administration do that in 2022, 2023?
First of all, you're exactly right, Anderson. And as of today, we have cut the flow of immigration by over half. In fact, the numbers I saw most recently, illegal immigration.
But if it was
low.
that
But
easy
hold on,
with
let me
that
finish.
executive action, why not do it in 2022, 2023?
Because we were working with Congress and hoping that actually we could have a long-term fix to the problem.
You're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything.
Now, while some reviews said she was strong on certain issues and vague on others, here are the issues her competition was talking about last night. Take a look.
They're dumping their prisoners, their gang members, their drug lords into the United States of America. Historically, when you have swastikas on your forehead and swastikas all over your cheek and lots of other symbols all over your face, historically, that person isn't going to be a tremendous help to our economy.
The View never ceased to amaze me, right? Because what did he say wrong? When you have tattoos all over your forehead, your face, all over your body, you're not going for a regular job. So what are you exactly doing, right? They got mad at this years ago when he said Mexico doesn't send its best. They're not. What we have Trinidad taking over Chicago, New York, Virginia, along with MS-13, that's MSNBC, but I digress. So you have all of these things happening, okay? And he's not lying about it, but they don't like that he talks about it because it shows that Kamala Harris has a bad border record. And again, they have Trump derangement syndrome over there at The View, over there with Joy Reid, over there with Mika Brzezinski. I'm so mad that she has my name, and she happens to be Polish. Oh, God. My mother is Polish. So her name is Mika. Lord jeez. But anywho, again, I'm just like, I don't understand why you all have Trump derangement syndrome. Everything he's doing is to benefit America. Kamala was on The View before when she stated that border wall ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna stop them. Boy, did she keep that promise. Look at this playback.
Listen, when I travel this country, folks have plenty enough problems that they need their president to focus on instead of a wall that, by the way, because I was a prosecutor for many years, including the Attorney General of California, I specialize on transnational criminal organizations. Yeah. That wall ain't gonna stop them. No.
So that was presidential candidate Kamala Harris, 2020. And she said then, that wall ain't gonna stop them. And she kept her promise. But now that the wall is a thorn in her side, all right, and Donald Trump actually built some of the wall that she's talking about, she's for that wall. Because now you see 10 million immigrants in the country, and it's become the biggest issue around the candidacy. Okay, it's shrouding anything she wants to talk about because the country is concerned about immigration. They're concerned about illegal aliens everywhere. They're concerned about gangs. They're concerned about the rise in crime. And even though they say, crime nationally has gone down, Chicago is experiencing with gang wars, not only by the gangs that are already there, but Trinidad are now beefing with the gangs that are there. Okay. The same thing in New York is happening, and it's happening in Colorado where they're taking over a couple of apartment buildings. You know, Martha from ABC, she doesn't like to say, they're taking over the city. So it's only a couple of buildings, only a couple of buildings.
I'm going to stop you. The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border?
So yeah, there you have it. Martha talking about it's only a handful, of apartments being taken over by Venezuelan gangs. It's not a big problem. You can't make this stuff up with the liberal media, okay? At the end of the day, The View does not want anyone criticizing Ms. Kamala Harris, okay? And they will go to any length to protect it. That CNN town hall was a disaster. I'm glad Trump didn't show up. He doesn't need to. She needs it. He doesn't. He's soaring in the polls. So I agree with him. And if you want to see what I thought about the CNN town hall, the video coming up is the CNN town hall. Let me know down in the comments if you thought The View was right about everything they said and Kamala is being held to a different standard. Or let me know if you thought, hey, it was trash. It's just trash. Like, I can't even lie anymore. Like, it's trash. Okay, it's trash. It's word salad city. My man said it. Word salad city. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support, Cash App, $ officially Mika. That's $ officially Mika, and it's spelled MICCA. Okay? It's your girl Mika, and I'm out. Peace.